Hello, welcome to my July bullet journal plan with me video. And I must apologize in advance if I sound weird. I've been dealing with the allergies for what feels like years. Which is actually probably true because the allergies where I live are kind of rough. I am leaving the Takti notebook that I've been using for the last several months and I'm going back to my traveler's notebook. So we are starting on a new insert for the month of July, and it'll probably be lucky to hold all of July. I often switch between doing like the actual bullet system or doing like boxes that you can, fill out as you go. This time I went with the bullets, and I always like to add a thing at the bottom of the key. Well, maybe not always, but I prefer to, when I remember to, write out how many spaces between dots there are going sideways and up and down so that I can reference that when I'm making spreads. The first quote is, "Wonder if I shall ever be famous enough for people to care to read my story and struggles," from Louisa May Alcott. Then work, write, read, write some more, read some more. Keep putting words on the page or screen because that's the only way you'll get better, from S.J. Watson. The sticker pack that I'm using for most of the stickers in these spreads is called Feminine Floral. And I don't know, I've been more focused on the vibrancy of the colors. I don't usually go for super bright colors, so I think I will call this theme Vibrant Florals. And then here's my usual highlights spread, which is my alternative to the index spread because I never fully use the index spread because I just don't. So I figure if I'm able to write in the things that I know I'll want to reference for later, then I'm good. Time for the calendar spread. I'm going to be doing on the left side a mini calendar. Maybe I'll do a smaller one next month. This was, still small. And then on the right hand side, I will just be having a list of the days. That way I have more room to write. I like it that way better at this point, so I was excited to do it again. And then I also have my goal for the month, which is to get on a healthy sleep schedule. And it's already the 3rd, and so far I have not done well at all. So I'm gonna get better. I enjoyed using the craft paper on here. I like the contrast between the vibrant colors and the craft paper. And as you could see for a moment, I did attempt to use a white pen, but I ended up just not feeling it. I'm using some different pens this time. I'm using the Faber, I think it's Faber-Castell. We will talk about that more in a moment. Galatians 5:1 and 13 through 14. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. For you were called to freedom, brothers, only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh. But through love, serve one another. For the whole law is fulfilled in one word. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. But if you bite and devour one another, watch out that you are not consumed by one another. I'm loving the moths. Original thoughts are like shy animals. We sometimes have to look the other way toward a busy street or terminal before they run out of their burrows. Alain de Botton. Oh, so sorry. Alain de Botton. So sorry, everyone. Don't listen to me. Just look at it, okay? Ideas are like rabbits. You get a couple and learn how to handle them, and pretty soon you have a dozen. John Steinbeck. I'm doing my tracker spread now. I'm doing the sleep tracker again. I'm doing a set of trackers of things I just want to remember, like when I wash my hair, and then the little stickers you see of the little calendars. Those are habits that I want to encourage myself to start/continue. And then on the right hand side, you'll see a little bit later my tracker for a book I'm reading called The Key to Fear, which so far has been pretty good. I just stopped reading it for a minute, and yeah. So I gotta get back into it. So I usually use my Pigma Micron pens, but I wanted to try a new pen, the Faber-Castell. And I don't know, guys. It's not my cup of tea. The housing, I guess you would call, of the Faber-Castell pens that I'm using here, I think they're the Pitt artist pen. I don't know. But I don't like how it feels. It feels kind of just like cheap plastic. I'm sure there are many people who love it, because there are. But I think I prefer my Pigma Micron pens, or I'm loving the Sharpie S-Gel pens right now a lot. They're pretty great. They write smooth, and I love it. And another thing that bothers me about the Faber-Castell pens is the sizes names, because usually there's a number size for the Pigma Microns, or just any pen. Usually it'll say a size and it's a number. This is like S and M and B, and I'm just like, okay, I don't have time to learn your system of letters. And maybe it's just me being lazy. I just don't, it's not working for me. Galatians 5:24-26, and those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live by the Spirit, let us also keep in step with the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. Here are a couple different spreads. The first one is kind of a list calendar of my social media, YouTube stuff, along with the usual YouTube and Instagram trackers for growth. And then on the other side, I'm going to have topics for therapy, or talk to Sarah about, because that's the name of my therapist. The social media spread isn't very big for this month, and that's because I'm actually going to be starting a couple new inserts for my Traveler's Notebook. One for specifically social media and YouTube planning and tracking and that kind of a thing. And then another insert for just general collections and things for long term, so that I don't have to, take them into each monthly notebook and keep moving it around. That way it's all in one spot. And here I am using one of my Tombow brush pens. And then now I'm moving on to the cover spread, which I saved for last because that's how I like to do it. It's quickly going to get pretty ornate. You may notice a few new things around my notebook this time. I'll have a little, not pop-up, the opposite of a pop-up, the pop-down, whatever, those little things that show up. It'll be there, and you can click on it if you want to watch my Container Store haul, and that's where you'll see the little pink T-Rex that I got and the little clippies that I've got there. And I think, the book that I got, which was actually not at the Container Store. It was a different place, but I included it in the video because I wanted to. Hebrews 12:1-2. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne. What could be more considerate, better manners, than to treat thoughts, ideas, inspirational flashes as flowers of delight? Henry Miller. I wasn't planning on using this for this month's theme. It's Tim Holtz collage paper, and I love it. There was a butterfly in it, and I was like, I have to use it. I have this big open spot, and that would be perfect. So I was very excited to use it because it's so cool. I love the contrast of like the nature, the butterfly with like the written words and things like that. I am in the garret with my papers around me and a pile of apples to eat while I write my journal, plan stories, and enjoy the patter of rain on the roof in peace and quiet. Louisa May Alcott. And in case you're also curious what the heck a garret is, it's a room or unfinished part of a house just under the roof. I love that. Such a cool visual. If I can move in a linear way through the story and stay zipped inside the story, not jinx myself with despair or frustration or overconfidence or self-consciousness, and be basically okay with not knowing what is going to happen from one sentence to the next. That's a great writing day. Karen Russell. Now it's time for the flip through.